Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new cards. We've got the last cards of the deck build pack, Justice Hunters. And it's furries. It's furry time, baby. It's furry time. Let's talk about some furry Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're actually more like the anime girls that are just like monster girls, I guess you would call them. Anyways, K9 number 17, Izuna. A level 5 Earth Warrior. Ooh, level 5s this time? 2100 attack, 1600 defense. You can only use the first and second and third effects of this card each once per turn. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Okay, so there's the first problem out of the way. During the main phase, if your opponent activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so it's also got a quick effect ability to special summon it from the hand. That's interesting. So this is kind of going back a little bit to the every deck has their own in-archetype turn 0 game plan, and I kind of like that. If this card is normal special summon, you can search a K9, or you can send a K9 from your deck to the graveyard, except for number 17. Interesting. Now, Izuna is like a fox spirit, but this is clearly a monkey. Like, that's clearly a monkey. I don't know what's going on there. Alright, next up. I kind of like the look of this one, except they're all cops, so we can't like them. Folks, they're cops, we cannot like them. This is K9 number 66, Joe Cool. Joe Cool? Like the guy who killed Batman's parents? Their name is Glacier. It's kind of neat. Level 5, Dark Aqua. It's a fox monkey dog because of the K9. Yeah, I guess, right? Because like that's what the I think like K9 unit, they just mean animal unit, but like Glacier's not an animal, so I don't know. 2000. It's level 5, so we're doing a theme of level 5s. 2000 attack, 1900 defense. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Okay, same effect. You can reveal this card and one other level 5 monster in your hand. Special summon both, but they cannot be used as material for the Ixie summon of a light monster. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, all cats are beautiful. True! ACAB! That's interesting. That one's not a quick effect, so it can't be done on the same like wavelength as Izuna. During your main phase, you can add a non-aqua K9 monster from your deck to your hand, which I imagine is going to be the rest of them, basically. This guy, Lantern, he's got a neat design, too. These guys are kind of neat. I wish they weren't cops. The K9 number 66B Lantern, level 5 Dark Pyro. Oh man, we're getting Dark Pyros and Dark Aquas. Do these work with that that terrible like field spell that was made to work with both Tistina and Ascend? Does this work with that? That would be one thing to look at. I'm gonna real quick. Oh, there's the flashbang. Sorry about that. What was the name of that card? I don't remember it at all. Fuck, that's gonna be the hard part of actually trying to find it. Is I don't remember the name of that card whatsoever. There's something element. So I'm just gonna type element, and that's just gonna get me a bunch of element savers. Awesome. Wait, there it is. Chaotic elements, level 5 or higher. Oh my god, it's something else that this it's not a field spell though, it's just a spell card. I thought it was a field spell for some reason. There's something else that this card works with though. That's crazy. Oh my god. That's insane. If this card in your hand, yeah, you could target if one has 2 more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. It's all 2 or more cards in the hand. Okay, so yeah, it's all the same going across. Cards in your hand, you can target one non-pyro level 5 K9 monster in your graveyard, special summon it and this card, but they cannot be used as material for an Ixie summon of a light monster. All this hate for light monsters, like they don't want you to make the good level, the good rank 5 for some reason, because the only good rank 5s are the light ones. During your main phase, you can add 1 K9 spell trap from your deck to your hand. All right, here's our spell trap searcher. Okay, this guy's just like a normal guy. He's Lupus. He's a wolf, I guess. Beast Warrior, Earth, 2300, 200 defense. Very small. Yeah, like Pleiades. That's basically the only one. Like there's not a lot of good rank 5s, which is they're going to have to make some good ones for this deck. Go use the first stick of this card name once per turn. During the main phase, if your opponent activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard this turn, quick effect, you special summon this card from your hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, another one that can summon at quick effect speed. During your opponent's turn, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves, Ixie summon using this card you control. So if you get this guy in the field, you can quickly make an Ixie's guy on the opponent's turn. Very interesting. An Ixie's monster that has this card as material gains this effect. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Alright. That's not bad. This guy is not bad at all. And then here's the one that's like on the cover. Wait, this is the same monkey girl. This is Izuna as a Ixie's monster. Are they all gonna have an Ixie's monster form? That's interesting. K917 Ripper, rank 5 Wind Winged Beast, 2300 for 1800 defense, 2 level 5 monsters, so it's generic. You only use the first second effect of this card's name once per turn. Detach one material from this card, add one K9 card from your deck to your hand. Then, if your opponent activated a monster effect this turn, you can set one K9 quick play from your deck to your graveyard. Okay. And, you know, if you're making this quick effect on your opponent's turn, they will have activated a monster effect this turn, so you can just do that. Although, wait, that's not a quick effect, so you can't do that on their turn, so you have to wait until they activate an effect on your turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect in hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card and negate that effect. There's something interesting. Just a negate. Monster negate, not bad. Only in hand or graveyard, though, not on the field. Oh, yeah, he's a werewolf. He turns into Hound. K900 Hound. Rank 5 light. Thanks, Yu-Gi-Oh! Beast Warrior, Ixie's effect. 2500, 2500, 2 level 5 monsters cannot be destroyed by battle by your opponent's card effects the turn it is special summoned. It's like a void. Wait, this is the Celestial's card like a void. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, this card gains 500 attack when that effect resolves. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can detach one material from this card, then target one card on the field, banish it. Okay, that's not awful. One card on the field generically too, and it does target unfortunately, but so it's not quite Mirror Jade, but it's not bad. And then K9 EX Werewolf is like its extra form. He gets this. Wait, is this like a fucking gacha game? Is this supposed to be like a gacha game where they're like you rank them up or something, or there's like the bigger gacha versions of them? Rank 9 Light Beast Warrior Ixie's effect monster, 3,300 and 2,500 defense. That's crazy. 2 level 9 monsters. We'll use the second effect of this card name once per turn. So this is a light. Oh, and this is a 2. Yeah, okay, so you can't make these fuckers the same turn you use these effects. Or you can't. These can't be used as material for them. So you have to use specifically Izuna and Lupus, or Lupus and Lupus, to make the Lupus upgrade. And I assume they have some way to make this guy. It can only be used. You can only use the second effect of this card once per turn. While this card has material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase, up to the number of materials attached to it. I assume there's gonna be a way to get a lot of materials on it, and it's gonna like rank up onto another guy. This deck might be one of the better engines for making light Ixies. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think the best engine for making light Ixies is Ryzial. It depends if it's a rank 4 specifically. When your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card and activate this effect based on whose turn it is. Yours, banish one card your opponent controls or one card from their graveyard. Your opponent's look at your opponent's hand and banish one card from it face up until the end phase. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. That's really interesting. That's gonna suck to play against. They can make X-Tag to go into Rhinosbus. I guess they can, yeah. It's like making Exabeetle to go into Rhinosbus in Duel Links. I just don't see that happening in DCG, but you know. All right, here's one of our quick plays. K9 LC Liberation. I mean, she's a cop. She's not liberating anyone. You can only use the first and second effect of this card name once per turn. Target one Canine Xyz monster or rank 5 Xyz monster you control. Special summon a Canine Xyz monster with a different name for your extra deck using the monster you control as material. Okay, here's our rank up. This might as well be called Rank Up Magic Canine Force. At the end of the battle phase, if your canine monster battle this turn, you can set this card from your graveyard. Okay. Sure. Canine X Forced Liberation. These names are terrible. Wow, that's awful. I hate these. You can only use the first and second effects of this card name each once per turn. During the main phase, target one Canine Xyz monster you control, especially summon the Canine Xyz monster with a different name for your extra deck by using that monster you control as material. This is treated as Xyz summon. Then you can destroy one card your opponent controls. At the end of the battle phase, if your Canine monster battle this turn, set this card from your graveyard. These are the same fucking card? Okay, so this one's more specific. This one has to be during the main phase, and it destroys a card the opponent controls. This one does not have to be during the main phase, which I think is quite interesting. And it can also use rank 5 Xyz monsters instead of just Canine Xyz monsters. And this one doesn't require this guy as material. Interesting. Then we have a trap card. I actually really like the art style on this trap card. Overlay booster? Volcasaurus. Oh my god, they're reprinting a bunch of rank 5s, of course, yeah. To go with it. Okay, here's the trap card. Canine. Ew! Experimental Liberation. Normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. Special summon one Canine monster from your hand or graveyard. Then you can special summon a Canine Xyz monster from your extra deck using monster as material. Using the first monster as material. Wait. Yeah, there's nothing restricting you from just... Okay, so all of them just do this one thing. But this one can also get from the graveyard to just reuse one of the ones in the graveyard. Like if you've detached it for a effect, brings it to the field. Bam. Second effect is treated as... Okay, but destroy the second monster during the main end phase of the next turn. Awful. During the end phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Okay. And then target a quick play and set it. Okay, so it doesn't even set itself. This trap card is terrible. Like, that's just awful. Okay, so I guess we should look at the pool of rank 5s, which is not much. There's not a lot of them. So we want type Xyz. And then level 5. Ooh, Gungan Sushap Uni class Super Dreadnought. That's the one for sure. Adreus. Constellar Diamond. That'll get you a lot of materials on your guy. Doom Chimera Dragon. Okay. Utopia Ray Victory. Okay. 3 on this guy, by the way. 3 level 5 monsters. Brave Strix. This actually might be pretty good. You could pivot into a better deck. Raid Raptor. Badland Boxer, Comet Cestus, Spider Shark, Zenmayo, Empress of Prophecy. That requires spellcasters. I mean, the Levice is not bad. It requires 4 level 5 monsters to summon it normally, though. Pleiades. Pleiades is probably the best one. Too bad it locks you out of it. Durandal has also a light. Oh, I forgot about Perform Age Shadowmaker. This requires 3. Archfiend Seraph. Oh, Arc Rebellion. He requires 3, but you can get 3 on the field. Arc Rebellion's like a fun card. Ferret Lord, I think that's not true, right? Because, like, Raid Raptors are Raid Raptors. Blackwings are already Blackwings for people who hate fun. Like, Blackwings end on a fucking tax dragon, right? Utopia the Lightning Man. That's a light. Sorry, you can't make that. You can make Machu Mech though. You can make Machu Mech. You can make Volcasaurus. You can in fact make Exostag and then use Exostag to make Rhino's Bus. I think you're best off just making these fuckers. These three guys are better than anything in the rank 5 pool, which is unfortunate because they're not particularly good. But what I will say is that this is, I guess Machu Mech is a light, yeah. Or is it a light or is it an earth? Probably yeah, it is a light, yeah. Vespinato though. You can make ethical Vespinato. But yeah, I mean, the Hound isn't awful. It has a banish. It's not a quick effect banish, unfortunately. But this guy has a quick effect banish on your turn, and then a card ripped and card information on your opponent's turn. Card information is kind of crazy, and it's very easy to get to him because these quick plays just do it immediately. Like, you don't have to do anything else. You can just make Ripper and go straight into him. You don't need to make Hound at all. And these main deck monsters are like fairly consistent. I don't know. It's not the worst. I've seen a lot worse. I think what's interesting though is that I think there's a card missing from this archetype. So we should be getting one more card. They love to do this. I don't know why they love to do this, but they love to do this. Reveal most of an archetype and then one more card. Speaking of which, here's another card for the fucking Dragon Tail archetype. They just slow rolled one card in particular for no reason. So I had to wait until now to cover it. Dragon Tail Muller. Level 3 Dark Dragon effect, 1100 attack, 1500 defense. You can only use the first and second effect discard once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can fusion summon one Dragon Tail fusion monster from your main extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. Also can switch from an extra deck with the rest of the turn except for fusion monsters. So this gives you a quick effect ability to fusion summon your fusion monsters which do things on summons. So that's actually not bad. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion summon, you can set one dragon spell trap from your deck, as you expect, but then you can negate the effects of one face-up monster your opponent controls. This is interesting. I think this is an interesting card for the deck. I think the deck is already pretty interesting, so I think this is a neat little guy. I don't know. Not much to say about that other than the fact that he is a little cute, but also his tail is anal beads. Anyways, we got a new Invoked guy, or a new Invoked Magistus guy. He's both. He's Invoked and Magistus. So this is actually something you can make with Invocation, which is cool. We haven't had a new Invocation summon in quite a while. And this one's pretty crazy, actually. Level 8 Dark Beast Fusion Effect monster, 2800 attack, 2000 defense. It requires Alistair the Invoker, of course, and then a Fusion, Synchro, Ixies, or Link monster. That's insane. Like, that's good for Invocation. You can really easily make this with Invocation using linking Alistair off into anything. Almirage, Artemis, anything. But also, this is a Super Poly target as well. You can only use this first second discard once per turn. So I don't think it even needs to do anything good to be a decent card for this deck. If this card is special, you can target one Fusion, Secret, Ixies, or Link monster in your graveyard, and one monster on the field, banish them. That's neat. I appreciate that. It's not great, but it is neat. If this fusion summoned card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one level 4 spellcaster monster from your deck. Then you can equip this card to it as an equip spell that gives it 1000 attack. That's fine. I don't think that's crazy, but the effect doesn't need to be good. The materials are what's good about this. And yeah, that's pretty neat. Like, this is a crazy Super Poly, right? You have Alistair on field. They make any extra deck monster. And then you summon this guy. And granted, you have to leave Alistair on the field, which feels unlikely. But then you get to banish a guy on field by banishing like a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster in your graveyard. This could also be a really good board breaker, as a board breaking super poly. Like you're summoning the Alistair, and then activating super poly instead of waiting to get your like invocation negated or something like that. I think it gives this deck, or it gives like Alistair the Invoker a lot of really cool stuff to do now. Like it makes it more on par with Albaz, because Albaz had that ability as well. It's just like not quite as good because it requires you to actually get your own super poly. But the thing about Albaz is like, as a board breaker, it was not nearly as good as actually having super poly, because they could just negate it. So I think this is a really neat thing for Invoked. I think it's probably neat for Magistus. Again, I just don't get Magistus. I don't know. I need someone to like walk me through the combos of that deck, because I just don't know what all this new stuff does for them. They've got so many new cards now, I just don't know what they do. And then lastly, we have a new Kuriboh. Dark Kuriboh. He's the evil one. He's the evil Kuriboh. Level 1 Dark Fiend. 300, 200, the Kuriboh stats. Also the Skull Servant stats. You can only use the first second card. That's getting like worse and worse every time I say it. When a card effect is activated that targets a fiend or fusion monster you control, when your fiend or fusion monster is targeted for an attack, quick effect, you can discard this card and then target one of them until the end of this turn. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, its effects activated on the field cannot be negated. That's neat. Like that's neat. And then if this card is sent from the hand or graveyard by card effect, you can add a polymerization from deck to or graveyard to hand. Why didn't they make it? Well, it does actually, right? Because it's when blah 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 blah. You can discard this card. So the discard is part of the effect, which means it is being sent from hand to graveyard by card effect. You add a polymerization, and then you've protected your fucker. Assuming there was a targeting happening. So like the last part about its effects on the field cannot be negated is not particularly relevant, since there's not a lot of targeting that, or not a lot of negates that target, but there are some, Veiler and Imperm. So that's like neat. This is like, it protects your fiend or fusion monsters from being fucked over by Imperm. The only thing, how do you get this into your hand consistently? Like, you just have to draw it, and then it's just fucking bad called by? Like, I don't like playing called by as it is, right? I don't like playing fucking cross out designator as it is. I only do it if a deck is really down bad. So, oh, Jack in the Hand. Yeah. Your opponent's just going to give you Dark Kuriboh. What are the other two targets, by the way? Is it going to be Rabina? Is Rabina, Lyralist Turquoise Warbler, and Dark Kuriboh? Wait, actually, no. This goes hard in a fucking Ghost Trick, right? You give them Jack Frost, Dark Kuriboh, and some other fucking thing. They have another level 1. Mary, I think Mary's level 1. Awesome, yeah, let's go. It's a cute card. I just don't think it's particularly good. Yeah, Spectre, sure, that'll work. I think Spectre's one of the worst ones, but I think Mary's a pretty good one, and Jack Frost is pretty decent. Yeah, it's supposed to go with evil hero stuff for sure. It's just like, so what? Like, it's not. It doesn't do, like, it does something for hero, I guess, but like it doesn't do anything good for hero, right? DDD has some good level 1 fiends. Ooh, that's actually quite interesting. And they have fusions, so they might actually care about adding the polymerization. That's actually kind of interesting. Jack in the hand, go like Dark Kuriboh and a couple of the DDD like level 1 guys. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't know if it's good, but it's interesting. I don't know. I think that's it for me though. I like just to sum up, this guy I don't think is particularly good. He's evil hero support, but he's only okay. I think the DD stuff is actually kind of interesting though. This guy's neat. I like what he does for Invoked. Not sure what he does for Magistus. I don't feel like he does a lot for that, but maybe this effect is better than I am thinking it is. This guy's neat. I think this is a good card for Dragon Tail, but I don't think it's a make or break card for it. And this archetype, I'm just not sure about. It's building into a toolbox that is just not very complete. The rank 5 toolbox, especially since it's blocking out the lights, which are like the best cards in the toolbox. But the cards it's bringing to the table are pretty good. Not crazy good, but pretty good. So I don't know. It kind of depends on what the last card they have is. If it's anything like this guy, I don't think it'll be enough. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I do think, though, that Ryziel probably eats this guy's lunch. Although, who knows? Ryziel's kind of a lower-to-the-ground deck. It just is really consistent in what it does. This deck is able to play on turn 0 a little bit, so maybe that's enough to kind of get it off to the races. Who's to say? I guess we'll find out later. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Haru Hayes, Flea Kill, Frog Prince Michael, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.